waited for love, but never loved self. Seemed to be with everyone besides themselves. How do you get to heaven when you've been living in so much hell? When you're smiling on the outside but crying on the inside and no one else can tell, no one else can tell.
Stoic Tea Time, I love all of y'all.
Not because of this, it's just helping mentally.
Good morning, good morning.
This discipline that we're talking about of convergence abolishes anxiety. Because you discover that no amount of anxiety makes any difference to anything that's going to happen. In other words, from the first standpoint, the worst is going to happen. You're all going to die. And don't just put it off in the back of your mind and say, I'll consider that later. It's the most important thing to consider now, because it enables you, it is the mercy of nature, because it's going to enable you to let go and not defend yourself all the time. Waste all energies in self-defense, defense, defense, defense.
Social, really. I'm kind of anti-social in the sense that I don't watch TV. I barely get on the phone. You know, I read a lot. Really, I'm kind of anti-social in the sense that
She told me, she say, the flowers don't chase the bees. The flowers just are. And the bees come. It's wise. The flower is God. Wise one. It's God. Wise one. It's God.
social, really. I'm kind of anti-social in the sense that social, really. I'm kind of anti-social in the sense that
I'm supposed to be bang. Here I am supposed to be back at the crib, but the anxiety was kicking in, depression. So I decided we take, a moment to get some Stoic tea. Some of y'all are gonna have to put yourself in a new situation. Stop overthinking. Overthinking will freeze and kill you in your tracks. Don't try to figure it all out at once. Just jump in the pool. Don't let it stop you. When starting something new, your brain and body's gonna feel weird. But don't worry, it's just a way of adjusting to change. And when the rewiring is taking place and new demands are put on the brain and body, the brain will automatically develop new proteins to update the new software that's about to get uploaded. Run it back. What is up, people out there? Listen, I'm just gonna put little videos out here and there, and we're gonna talk about a lot of things majority people don't talk about. This is all a lot of mental health. We're gonna talk about suicide. We're gonna talk about depression, anxiety, how I overcame all of that. Give me a few. I wanna. Oof. Man, shout out to all you people that can just point cameras at yourself and record. I'm still getting used to this, but I better get used to it because I'm getting into film. Heading down in a couple of weeks to skydive, finish up this license so we could jump out of helicopters, over beaches, 34 skydive jumps. Looking to get to 50 by the end of a month or two and work on getting the wingsuit. But follow me, man. This is for all the kids that, you know, that stayed in hiding. I've been in isolation for maybe, always hiding from people, for over, I would say 10 years plus. I was trying to figure out that mental adjustment. You know, when your dad at 18 gives you $20, moves out the whole family and says, good luck. That's when you start using your brain. That's when you start thinking. But that also comes with a lot of trauma. You know, childhood abuse, physically, emotionally. But I overcame all of that, and it's gonna be a beautiful ride. Follow this channel. We're gonna get into a whole lot of beautiful stuff. And we're going deep, dark, into the darkness. Like, some of you know what that mental darkness feels like. Let's go.
Social, really. I'm kind of antisocial in the sense that I don't watch TV. I barely get on the phone. You know, I read a lot. You know, I read a lot. You know, I read a lot.
Your brain and body has a weird way of adjusting to change. And this is where the rewiring takes place. New demands. We record. Imagine what happens when you start unlocking and upgrading various parts of your mental and physical mindset. What perspectives would you gain? Phones have to be upgraded every so often. When's the last time you upgraded your mental software? You see, change and new can be difficult, but once it clicks, you realize you're the person that you always knew you could be. You know, there's a quote in Alan Watts' the book. It goes,
Was a young man who said, though, it seems that I know that I know. What I would like to see is the eye that knows me when I know that I know that I know.
That one sounds crazy, right? But if you really think about it, there's always this little voice that you hear.
Hello?
And most people don't listen to
Can you
their
hear me?
voice until that time has passed, you know? It's almost like times that you've gotten into trouble and you heard that little voice telling you. And for some reason,
Don't
you never
do
listen
it.
to that little voice.
Stop.
That's the person
You're
that you
better
should
than
be
that.
trying to connect with. You actually need to connect to that person. For instance, when you look in the mirror, you'll see you. But if you sit there and stand there long enough, you'll connect with a different set of eyes. Ones that are trapped and waiting to be freed. ones that you can save. Because once you're able to pull that little boy or girl out, you'll have the momentum to do everything you always wanted. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. I'm in my bag now. If nothing changes, nothing changes. This is your time. This is your time. Look at me. Doing weird. I can't curse, no cursing. But I know exactly what I'm gonna do. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I had to let go a lot of friends because they kept carrying old baggage with them. Still love them to this day. Phone call, I'm there. But I can't. I gotta change something within myself. I'll tell you one thing. If I start drinking the first sip that I ever take, I'm heading to AA. I know I can do this though. You know, no more vaping. Well, what I want to do that. I gotta be able to run faster. I gotta be able to think smarter. You know, you gotta let go of the past. In order to be in the present, you can't bring all that baggage with you. You know, there's a lot of things that you picked up as when you was a child. A lot of habits, a lot of thinkings, you know, even the food that you eat. You gotta restructure, you gotta relearn. This is your time. I'm like, yo, time goes by so quick. You know, look at Facebook. Let you know what happened 5 years ago. It seemed like only a few months to a year. It was not too long ago you was running across the halls. And they told you no running. And you realize as you get older and you go to work, you're running everywhere. You know? Yesterday, just to film some content, you know, I trained my clients, woke up at 2:45, was up till 10 p.m. You know, one thing you'll realize, that's what they say. Yo, I never got it. Sometimes you never get what the world is trying to tell you, or you hear these certain phrases and words, but it doesn't click till you're actually in the bubble. I lost my train of thought, but I had to come out here and give you some Stoic tea. Take advantage of this sun. It's gonna get real dark out here. Some of y'all gonna have to go real dark. You know, you're gonna have to get in that metamorphosis stage. But if you can brace the storm, some of y'all coming out a whole different person. And you're gonna fall in love with the change, and your life is gonna be just a revolving door of just switching up these mechanisms, cleaning out that mental closet. It's not an easy ride, but you gotta learn to stay at the helm. The waves are gonna come crashing down. A lot of people run. Not too many people could go to war. You say you're different? All right. The world is gonna say, show me. Bear with me. I got tons and tons of writing. Poetry, you know, I like wordplay, simile, metaphors, double entendres, and whatnot. So this one is called I Don't Like Drinking.
I don't like drinking because it gets me thinking, but at the same time, I don't like overthinking because without room to create, it gets me drinking. I find myself sinking in my everlasting thinking when I'm not drinking. But when I'm not drinking, I find myself in my sober-minded thoughts of when I wasn't drinking. You see, I live on my mind, so therefore I tend to want to be there all the time. And just like time, with every minute my dreams are on my mind, like a cola in the mind. So what am I supposed to do with a mind I can't control? With a mind that changes somewhat like a kid holding a universal remote control. With every thought I dig myself deeper and deeper into a big black hole. So in the end, how is one supposed to feel whole when I know I can never have full self-control? Do I lay down and throw everything away? Like change when going through a toll? Or shut up and sit myself down like an unbehaved kid that should do what he's told? I don't know. So what I'll do is keep drinking, not to think, or keep drinking to think that I'm not thinking, until all my dreams come true and I find myself floating and not sinking in a dark hole.
Never finished that one out. I guess you guys can put the last word or sentence to that, you know? Cheers and salute, you know? I mean, you guys are gonna have to fight. In this new day and age, you're gonna have to fight for your individuality. You're gonna have to fight for your creativity. You're gonna have to fight for even your physical, the way they're handing out food. You know, there's no self-sufficiency. Hardly nobody can cook. Whew. A couple of hours ago before I started filming, I couldn't even breathe. Like this depression and anxiety is, oof, I know what y'all going through. You know, I know how that drinking can take you into a deep, deep, dark place. I've been there, but the mind, you gotta expand it. You guys got this. You know, this is helping me more than you know. No vaping, no drinking, no alcohol. I mean, if it puts you in a bad place, what we doing? Listen, every time you feel those emotions about to take over you, you know how you feel your body just starting to get hot. You feel your breathing, you start shaking, you get the jitters. Feel like the walls are crouching in on you. Get somewhere. Lay down on the floor, sit down on a chair. That is all gonna smooth over you. Let it hit you. In time, you'll get back to normal. But if you keep trying to prolong it, keep trying to babysit your emotions, keep trying to put a bubble in this, no cursing, in his mouth, it's just gonna get deeper. That dark place is gonna get darker. And that little light that's keeping you out of trouble, it's gonna disappear. Once that happens, God can't even save you.